So yeah, wine service, depending on your venue, you could have a som which would then come out and do a lot of that for you, or you'd be doing it yourself. But the general principles of wine is whoever orders the wine is generally considered the person who is in charge of the wine for that particular bottle. Somebody else at the table might order a bottle, then you go straight to them. But you put the wine through, the bar will tell you that it's up, and then you will bring it over on a cloth. These ways are large, but to a point where its labels are always out or facing people. You don't want to have all that tiny writing that no one can see. You want to have the label where you can see what type of wine it is, the vintage of the wine, the winemaker, the region, and all that. And then that is then presented to the person from the right. That is this. You will then tell them what the wine is. The wonderful thing about modern wine these days is the cork is pretty much non-existent. So you'd be hard up to find a wine that has a cork. A lot of European wines still have them, but they are moving very much to the vacuum aluminium cups. Rightly or wrongly, I think it's. I think they're great for the preservation and the accessibility of wine, but the purists will tell you that they're an abomination. So yeah, it also depends on if you're like I know the grains range, the Henschkes, the big ticket reds are still using corks because then a lot of the Burgundies, a lot of the French wines are still using them. But a lot of the younger winemakers are doing really things in natural wine are actually using screw caps, which takes a little bit of the flair away from it, but still definitely important. So you'll talk through the wine, what it is, for two reasons: to show them that this is it, but also to confirm that you have the right vintage, the right varietal. Many will have the same label, but one might be a Cabernet, one might be a Merlot. You can blend them, but also they're two very different wines, which you'll learn about this afternoon.
Both nice.
Yeah, exactly. You'll then want to uncork it or unscrew it. I mean, it's very easy now with the cloth just goes straight over your arm like they've had. You can uncork it. Done. If you have a pouch, a pocket, whatever, you want to hold that with you. Because it will generally go in the bin after you've taken it off. You'll discard it because it'll either sit in a wine bucket off on your waiter station, or you'll put it on the table. You don't need to unscrew the wine, and it gives it a chance to breathe in the bottle. So person number 3 has ordered the wine. You want to come in and you want to basically show them. I don't know if this is going to starchy enough, but you want to pour it. Yeah, it's not. Pour it facing with the label facing the person, and you want to be as controlled as possible. Just probably not even 30 ml goes in for a taste. They will then taste that wine, tell you if it's good or not. Again, they might turn around and say, no, I've been drinking this wine for 35 years, this is not great. You'll then take that back to, you'll either go taste it yourself, get a second opinion on it. Wine is very, very subjective. So you will have times that people will be like, this is corked, but it's not. So it's just a matter of, and there's a lot of pomp and whatnot around wine, especially when you're entertaining people. And then you can continue to pour. So that host has that taste. Again, ladies, men, back to the host. Whether or not not children, no. We're not in Italy, we're in France, I think. And then either that, depending on the style of venue that you're in, will either go back to your waiter station in an ice bucket if it's white, and on their station if it's red, or they might request that they want it on the table so they can do it themselves. There is no right or wrong in that regard. Wine and beverages especially, there is no right or wrong about anything. I have gone through a lot of purest phases, and now I'm of like, you want to drink what tastes good to you, that's going to add to your experience. So if you want to have your bottle of Grange with a $15 hamburger, I say go for it. If you want to spend $2,500 on a bottle of wine with a $15 burger, amazing. I've had guys that have drunk, $4,000 or $5,000 bottles of wine with quite literally a bowl of chips. Like, there is literally no right or wrong way to drink wine. You want to have a big Cabernet with a fish, go for it. It's all about what you want and how you're going to experience that. So yeah, if they want it on the table, give it to the table. But if you're not a venue that has that as an option, then obviously it is then your job as the waiter to make sure that all glasses are topped up. You want to top them up before they finish that glass. So if they have, a mouthful left, you need to fill that up again. You want to offer a bottle before they finish the bottle as well. You're about to run out. Would you like another one? Or they might want to change it up and go, depending on what course they're on. That's pretty much it. I don't know if we actually have enough of these to do.
We'll practice. I think we'll get everyone to come. You can do it on.
I've only got 2 bottles.
They will take it in turns. We'll put 6 glasses on this table. We'll make this the table that we just play with the glasses, so that we don't go and dirty everything. Just with what Ben was saying in terms of where the wine's stored. So generally, we don't normally like to have it on the table because we certainly don't want it in an ice bucket like this on the table. People are having conversations and everything, they want a bottle of wine in the way, and there might be another centerpiece or whatever else. So generally it will be stored over here. So at all times on your stations in the kitchen, you need to make sure that you've got your weighted spot. And one of the reasons, particularly when you're drinking white wine and you're going to go and top that up, white wine's over here sitting in a nice ice bucket. You're going to go and take it over to the table. You don't have a weighted spot. Pick it up. Right. Dripping water everywhere. Weights cloth. Pick it up. And nothing dripping. Right. And then I'm right-handed. I don't know why I'm putting my left hand. Top it up. Twist. Go around the table. Alright, so what we'll practice is we'll take that water out back into the ice bucket and practice picking up a bottle of wine, coming over to the table, always from the right, going clockwise around and topping up the glass. Try not to run into each other, but we'll just do it on this table to make it easy.